Hi, welcome to Dia's Picks. I'm here in front of a ship in the woods. I will take you inside in a moment to share with you what exciting event is happening this Friday night. First, tonight there is going to be a Taiwan spotlight for the Museum of Photographic Arts at Balboa Park. And in the Cinema Spotlight, they're going to showcase a director's innovative work in 35mm film and his interesting take on coming of age in Taiwan and the film culture. On Friday night at A Ship in the Woods, the De la Torre brothers are going to be exploring different concepts in conquest, control, and confinement. And this is going to be a complete installation work that is site-specific for A Ship in the Woods. And I'll give you a sneak peek inside in a moment. On Saturday, What Remains, Debris and Detritus in Fine Art is going to be opening at 6 o'clock at the San Diego Art Institute at Balboa Park. And Ginger Sherlock Porchella has curated that beautiful show with a very great roster of San Diego and Mexico artists. So please have fun this week and enjoy the events I've selected for you. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.
My name is Lianne Mueller, and I'm a curator here at Ship in the Woods. And one of the things that I do is I basically seek out, research, and develop shows here at Ship. So the biggest reward about working at Ship in the Woods is that I really get to meet people. And I love people. That's like one of my things. And each person I meet is an adventure in the sense of each artist has their own story and something incredible to give. Belize get a stay. And these are basically molds that she made and painted on top of, and then she also wanted to make sure that this had a raw feeling. It wasn't like this perfect feeling, but there's a sense of organicness to the painting. It was really important.
She has a background in ceramics from Turkey, her country of origin. So she was trying to do the traditional Islamic repetitive designs. And this particular project, the word precious came in this set of guns that she found in Chinatown. And in the kanji letters, a friend of hers translated it to precious gun collection. So she's taking that into account for making this piece.
So this is a cycle of a woman. And this is the different cycles in your ovaries and the eggs, but if you go look deeply within that, you can see that inside of each of these is the lips. And obviously this was something that she made at her studio. So she's Raku ceramics. And she also teaches classes at her studio. And Belize was actually chosen recently as one of the nominees for the Art Prize. A lot about. This piece is representing a burqa. It's also representing the outside of the burqa, but then when you look at the inside, it's a medicine cabinet. And so it's all the things that are inside the burqa and that what could be hidden behind, including, if you look deeply, like the symbols of the Disney characters are fascinating. And then over here, you can only look through the eyes, which is the mirror, so it's within yourself that you're looking at the burqa.
This is a different way to put the word of Allah, which is this long W. So the idea of being creative about how to use abstract or even geometric designs to show the word of Allah without showing Allah gets very, very involved and very, very intricate. So in this case, you have two traditional samples. And in the last one, she is asking, where is she? Where is he?
Hi, I'm Lianne de la Torre.
And Jamex de la Torre.
We're brothers that have been collaborating for over 20 years. with mixed media and sometimes with blown glass.
And we work both in Ensenada, Mexico, and in San Diego.
So when we first got invited to do this, we first of all loved the name Ship in the Woods, because it's got all kinds of wonderful metaphor attachments to it. And then being in a place such as Del Mar, and yet it's secluded by all of these wonderful foliage. We started thinking about how in Mexico we use a lot, and I think a lot of Latin America, the idea of quemando las naves is kind of like saying burn the ships down and we're going to start over or do something new. It was attributed originally to one of the captains from Cortés's fleet, so they wouldn't return to Spain, but apparently it's much older than that, all the way back to Alexander the Great. The idea was that they faced a much larger fleet. They burned the ships down so these warriors would have to, beat them and return in the opponent's ships, fleet back home. And here what we've tried is to work with the space and we worked with wallpaper on several projects before, but we thought, what if we use it above and below? So instead of using wallpaper on walls, we already did the stuff on the ceiling, and we will also adhere some this evening onto the floor and sort of take over this space that we're burning down, metaphorically. Oh, the meek, like as in the meek shall inherit the earth. And so that and the dog faces up here are mannequins for taxidermists, which is very creepy, but if you use fake fur, it's okay. This one is called the transition to democracy, to capitalism, because that's Mao. And this one's called tapas, because the head is a tapa, if you will. Tapa means lids, in Spanish.
Just the organs and the insane amount of color and dynamic imagery. So the amount of time that went into just the intensity. It's that it's not a traditional gallery, it's a house, it's an entity, and it's not only a house. It's, I think, one of the most important things that we are really is important to us here at Ship in the Woods, is that Ship in the Woods is beyond a space. It's an experience, and what we're doing is creating experiences and atmospheres. So a really important part of Ship in the Woods is music, and so we're considering having, this is a consideration, we're considering having a musical event that's heavy on science and music and art, but really a lineup, like an entire day. So instead of coming to the show at 6, think about coming to an event at 12, and it might even last all night. The way it's different is that we're really trying to push people to think beyond just the surface of what we're doing today. We're trying to have people think about, well, am I socially anxious? Not only are we interested in working with artists, but we're interested in working with architects, with scientists, with city planners. And on top of that, our next thrust, or one of the things that we've talked about and discussed, is the collaboration of science and artists and how they can come together. So when we're thinking about our next calendar, it's like, well, would you like to collaborate with a scientist? Do you have an architect that you're interested in working with? What about a philosopher or a psychologist? What are some issues that we can do together to start looking at what's happening here in this world?